start the Srimad Bhagavatam class, we sing Jai Radha Madhav, and then there are invocation prayers after that. So, welcome everyone if they are live on this Srimad Bhagavatam class. My obeisances to all the Vaishnavas assembled. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Jnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhyastam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanushruta Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhupya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Udirayet Nashta Prayasva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padanta Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Desha. So we are going to have the discussion topics today from the second chapter of the first canto, second chapter, Divinity and Divine. So we understand the divinity is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the divine is the bhakti, the service of the divine, that is of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's how we understand this chapter. Now we will go, we have in the last class, there was the discussion about healthy life, seeking the absolute truth, and then the importance of hearing the Bhagavatam. And now the third topic is qualification of Sukadev Goswami as expressed by Suta Goswami. And then the second topic I'll try to discuss is standard of first class transcendental religion. And then the third topic is three features of the absolute truth. So qualification of Sukadev Goswami as expressed by Suta Goswami we can find in the verse 2 and 3. So verse 2 is saying, Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krityam devapayano viraha katara ajuhava putreti tanmayata yataravo abhinedus tam sarva bhuta hridayam munim anantasmi. So the translation is, Srila Suta Goswami said, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the great sage Sukadev Goswami, who can enter the hearts of all. When he went away to take up the renounced order of life, sannyasa, leaving home without undergoing the sacred thread ceremony, his father Vyasadeva cried out to him, O my son, indeed, only the tree echoed in response to the bereaved father. So we will touch some points that are given by Srila Prabhupada here. And this is now Suta Goswami. In the translation, he is paying his obeisances to the great sage Sukadev Goswami, his spiritual master in the disciplic succession to Sukadev Goswami. And now he's going to describe the qualifications of Sukadev Goswami. So he was also the spiritual master of all the sages. The sages, they have assembled there. They wanted to hear. So the Sukadev Goswami's narration was there, and to Parikshit Maharaj, 7 days before Parikshit Maharaj was going to leave his body. And in the assembly there was also Vyasadeva. They all stood up to Sukadev Goswami when they came in. And what was his qualification? Sukadev's Goswami's qualification, as expressed by Suta Goswami in Prabhupada's translation of Srimad Bhagavatam, is that he was, the first qualification was that he was a Brahma Ratha, means which signifies being protected by Lord Krishna, his devotion and special relationship with Supreme Lord. So he was a Sutta Goswami was a liberated soul right from the beginning of his birth, and he was self-satisfied. So he was, in the beginning, he was seeking for this Brahman realization earlier, before hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, and then he was hankering after that knowledge of Brahman realization was not enough. He wanted to go further. He wanted to know who is Krishna, who is God, and how we can have loving relationship with him, how we can develop the devotional services, what is devotional service. So, and he was a liberated soul, means he was free from the clutches of Maya, the material illusion. Prabhupada goes to say that he was like a Parivarjakacharya. He was a Paramahansa. He was a wandering mendicant. Upon birth itself, at the age of 16, he came out of the womb of his mother. So we know a little bit the story of Sukadev Goswami, that he was a Suka the parrot, and he is also known as parrot of Srimati Radharani. And here Suka was one day hearing the narration of Srimad Bhagavatam from the Shiva was narrating to Parvati, and Parvati fell asleep, and then this parrot Shuka was saying whatever he was narrating Srimad Bhagavatam, and he kept saying and then whatever he was saying, he's trying to say yes, yes. And then Shiva had a doubt, who is this? And then he looked up and he saw there he was a parrot. And then he started chasing that parrot. Normally, a parrot, what does they do? They hear and they repeat what they have heard. But the repetition might not be right to the materially illusion people. So Shiva started running, chasing after that parrot. And the parrot ended up at Vyasadev's near Badrikashram, where he was. Vyasadev was narrating Srimad Bhagavatam to his wife, Pinjala. Jalabi Rishi's daughter, Vyasadev was maintaining her, married her, and he was narrating Srimad Bhagavatam to his wife. At that time, this bird came and she was yawning, and the bird entered her mouth, and he went inside in the womb, and that's how Sukadev Goswami heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Srila Vyasadeva, and he got the realization within the womb itself. The complete Srimad Bhagavatam. Can you imagine how he was realized by hearing Bhagavatam from the proper source? His father, Srila Vyasadeva. And who was Srila Vyasadeva? He was no other than literary incarnation of Krishna. So here we see that he was self-realized, he was competent to study the Vedas, and he was bona fide spiritual master, and he did not have to go through any purificatory process. In order to learn this, study the Vedas under some bona fide spiritual master, you need to go through the varnashram system of purificatory process. They get this Upanayan, thread ceremony. But he didn't have to go through any of this stuff. And because he was from by birth, he was already within the womb, he was already self-realized. And in ordinary cases, when one is following the varnashram dharma, they have to go through all these processes. And also a man become from there twice born, means dvija. Dvija means he becomes a Brahmin. And the qualified Brahmin then realizes the absolute, the Param Brahman, that is the absolute, and then makes further progress in spiritual life until he reaches Vaishnava stage. So the second thing is that he was already self-realized, and then he was already in the Vaishnava stage, Sukadev Goswami. From the beginning of his life, when he came out from the womb, he was a Vaishnava. So he didn't have to go through all this preliminary studies and come to the stage of the postgraduate status of Brahmana. A Vaishnava is the one who is Uttama Adhikari. He is already considered a Brahmana. He is a first class Vaishnava. And like we see in the example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also accepted Thakur Haridas as a Acharya of the holy name. So he was not born in a Vaishnava family, but he had the qualification. So here in the purport it is given that any low-born person, the Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Sambha, Yavanas, Kasadi, or even lower than them, they are delivered to the highest transcendental position by mercy of Vaishnava. So Sukadev Goswami was spiritual master to Sukadev Goswami, and here we see his qualification are the topmost. So in essence, Sukadev Goswami portrays a unique and exceptional advanced spiritual personality, absorbed in transcendental reality, that he was immune to material attachment from birth and further drawn to devotional service of Lord. We have to understand here why Sukadev Goswami took 16 years to come out of the womb of his mother. Because he didn't want to get again captured by this Maya, illusory energy of the Lord. And so he was promised that he will not be captured, and then he came out, and we see that how he was captivated by Lord Hari's attributes, his pastimes, and in beginning in the bliss of the pastimes of Lord Hari. When he was living, after he came out of the womb, his father started crying out to him, "Oh my son!" But he did not stop. But there was a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam in the third canto, second chapter. I guess it is 22nd verse, that aho bhakyatas yam sthana kuta, that Putana, who came with the intention of killing Krishna, also got the mother's position because she had the affection of mother. So here we see that he was amazed to hear that particular verse, because Lord is so merciful. He does not see what is qualification of the living entity. He accepts the least qualification of the living entity. She came with the intention of motherly affection, intention of killing, but she came with a motherly affection to breastfeed Krishna, but she had poison, smeared, but Krishna gave her the highest reward. So this is how Krishna is so merciful. So who will not want to hear about Krishna? So Vyasadeva wanted that this Srimad Bhagavatam should be, spoken by Sukadev Goswami. So, and finally we see how qualified he was. And in the third text, it is said here that yam svanubhavam akhila shruti sharamekam adhyatma deepamati tishatam tamoandham samsarinam karunaya purana Guyam tam vyasasunam upayami gurum muninam. So here again in his prayer, Sutta Goswami is saying, "Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Sukadev Goswami, the spiritual master of all sages, the son of Vyasadeva, who out of his great compassion for those gross materialists who struggle to cross over darkest region of material existence, spoke this Purana, supplement to the Vedas, the cream of Vedic knowledge, after having personally assimilated it by experience." So he had understood this Purana, the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he has assimilated through experience, and that's how he was able to transmit the knowledge to the listeners, to Parikshit Maharaj over there, to give him the real, although Parikshit Maharaj already knew what is the goal of life, but still these questions were very relevant for us so that we can cross over this material existence, which is full of misery, and we cannot have any enjoyment in this world without Krishna's being in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here also it is, in this shloka it is there that Srimad Bhagavatam is the only literature meant for those who are Paramahamsa, completely freed from material disease called malice. Means we have this material disease, the disease of the material world. You know, you want to enjoy everything. And the materialistic person, they are very, very, in the material world, in the disease condition, they are envious. They are envious of each other. So they are envious to that extent that they want to even take somebody's life for their own satisfaction. And Srimad Bhagavatam is a transcendental literature for the person who are freed from this disease. They are Paramahamsas. And it is uttered by the liberated Sukadev Goswami. So it is a transcendental torchlight by which one can see perfectly the transcendental absolute truth, which is realized as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So this we have knowledge, but the real knowledge is the transcendental knowledge of the absolute truth. So that is more important than just being a jnani or karmi or yogi. You know, even Shankaracharya, he did not want to touch this Srimad Bhagavatam. He surpassed the natural commentary of Srimad Bhagavatam because it would, he knew that it will be difficult to surpass the natural commentary. So he skipped all these commentaries on Vedanta Sutra, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, because he had a Sharira Bhashya, that is the Mayavad philosophy. And people in those era, they were all bewildered. They were bewildered by the they didn't have any conception of the Param Brahma. So here Sukadev Goswami, this Bhagavatam is for the sincere soul who wants to get out of this material existence. So then we go to the next topic now. Standard of first class transcendental religion. So that is 6 and 7. So what is religion? Religion is actually, it's described like in ordinary term, it's like some faith. But the transcendental religion is, what is the transcendental religion? The religion that allows us or teaches us how to love God. And in order to love God, what are we supposed to do? What is our para dharma is to engage in devotional service of the transcendent Lord, that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So let's go with these two shlokas here. Savai pumsa paro dharma yato bhakti radokshje ahetuki apratihata ye atma suprasiddhati. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which man can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted in order to completely satisfy the self. So, how can the devotional service, what should be the quality of the devotional service? What is the standard of the first class religion, that is devotional service here? The parodharma. There is a apara and the para. The apara is the material nature that is inferior, and para is the superior. We belong to the superior energy of the Lord, but we are bent upon we are doing the service of this material world, eliminating our eternal occupation, the Sanatan Dharma, that is the loving devotional service unto the Lord. So, in order to have the standard of the first class devotional services, it should not be motivated for any reason. Devotional service should not be motivated towards gaining something, some wealth or some name. This should not be the motive. The motive should be to render service to Lord, then for the satisfaction of the Lord. And in that way, when one is doing everything for the satisfaction of the Lord, then one will be satisfied. So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that in his Shikshashtakam, Aslisyava padaratam pinastu mam marmahatam karotu va. Either you embrace me or trample me, make me broken heart. Devotees aspire to see the Lord. That is very natural. It doesn't matter whether I see Krishna or not. It doesn't matter to them. He may be not present before them in millions of years. So we have seen the pastimes of Mukunda. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that, he will get his darshan after millions of years, because it was just to set an example for us. Mukunda was attending all these Jnani, Karmi, Yogi, all these classes, and trying to, get into all those other than devotional service. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so displeased by him that he said he is not going to give him darshan, and he wanted to stop him from seeing him. And then all the devotees, they came and told Mukunda that after millions of years you will get darshan of Mahaprabhu. And he was so excited and he started jumping and dancing. And then the devotees came and told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he said, okay, bring him in. So this is what it is like. We have to, when we are doing devotional service, the spiritual service is so potent that it, the whatever the material desires, attachments we have, it's completely taken away, because that is the devotional, that is the way the devotional service works. Because it the jnana, vairagyam, those are the byproduct. We don't have to separately just become a jnani or do vairagyam, you know renounce anything with materially thinking that this is not good for my spiritual life. But that when we are in sincerely doing our devotional service, the knowledge and detachment are um, two important factors that on our path of transcendental realization we already get this. We become detached from material affection and become attached to spiritual activities. So Sutta Goswami in this statement of this sixth shloka, he is answering the first question of the Naimisharanya sages. They had asked him to, the sages had asked to summarize the whole range of revealed scripture and present the essential part of that fallen people or the people in general might take it up easily. And the Vedas, in the Vedas, there are two different types of dharma for human being. One is the occupation is two types of occupation. One is Privriti mark and then one is Nivriti mark. One is path of sense enjoyment, one is path of sacrifice, renunciation. But when one is the path of progressive material enjoyment, which is temporary and inferior, but devotional service of Supreme, which leads one to eternal, blissful, and cognizant life. So, when we adopt the devotional service, then already we get that Sachitananda, that the love of God, the blissful love manifests in us, because Krishna is Sachitananda. And when we serve him, we also, it leads to that eternal Sat, Chit, and Ananda. That kind of superior quality of occupation is here, is the standard of first class religion. And everyone should engage in that transcendental loving service of the Lord, even in present conditional state of material existence, and that will gradually give one the clue to actual life and please him to complete satisfaction. So that is the experience we get when we are the worshipping the Lord in a loving devotional way. So that is the standard of first class transcendental religion. And then there is some more additional point here in the seventh text. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam cha yada hetukam. By rendering devotional service unto to the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world, which already has been explained. That when we do this devotional service to the personality of Godhead, we acquire causeless knowledge and detachment. So whole spiritual process leads to perfect knowledge of everything material and spiritual. So we are equipped when we are doing the rendering service to the personality of Godhead Krishna, then we are equipped with all the material and spiritual knowledge, both. And the result of such perfect knowledge that one becomes detached from material affection and he becomes attached to spiritual activity. So we see how the self-realized Sutta Goswami, he had this standard of this first-class transcendental religion, because he he got the understanding of the material and spiritual knowledge. He got both the knowledge, and he became detached to the material affection and became attached to the spiritual activities. And then we have here in the purport that Naishkarmya means activity that will produce good or bad effects. Naishkarmya means not undertaking such activities that will produce good or bad effect. Sometimes we do pious activity to get good effects, and then the sinful activities gives us bad effects. But Naishkarmya means working for Krishna, which we are karma, we don't have any reaction for that karma, whether good or bad. Even good is not good, because the good reaction, we have to come back to enjoy the good reaction of our pious activities. So we have to go above all this good and bad and come to the transcendental position of loving Krishna and understanding our position as Jivero Swarupa Krishnero Nityadas. That is our bhakti is the supermost occupation of living beings. Pure devotee has all other good qualities. They have knowledge, detachment, etc. But one who has only knowledge and detachment is not necessarily well acquainted with the principle of bhakti. So bhakti is the supermost occupation of the human being. So that is religion. The first class standard of religion is rendering devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, loving God. That is our primary duty, and it should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. Uninterrupted means when we are doing our spiritual work, all the other things, the material obstacles that come is taken away, because the Lord's service is where is not a material service. The devotional service, it's pure in quality, and naturally once when he sincerely does that without having any fruitive desire for the activities he is doing, or he does not have any philosophical speculation, then he will reach to that purpose of dharma. That is the actually the root meaning of the word dharma, by which one can sustain one's existence, and that is the eternal relation with Supreme Lord Krishna. So this is the fourth topic, and now the last topic I will discuss: three features of the absolute truth. We can go to the text number 11. From there we can take out some points here. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. We have to understand through reading Srila Prabhupada's purports. Translations are given in such a nice way that all we have to do is hear it from the right source and attentively. Hearing is very important, and then chanting. Hearing and then again repeating the same thing. So, like we are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we have to do Shravan and Kirtan both. Hear it properly, chant attentively, so that because we are actually connecting to the Lord when we are chanting the holy name, and we should be very, very serious about it, in the sense that this is a golden opportunity given to us to chant the holy name, and it is non-different from Krishna. The holy name and Krishna is non-different. So we go to the 11th verse, where we discuss the three features of the absolute truth. Vedanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yaj jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabdyate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. The absolute truth is both subject and object, and there is no qualitative difference there. Therefore, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan are qualitatively one and the same. The same substance is realized as impersonal Brahman by the student of Upanishads, as localized Paramatma by Hiranyagarbhas or the yogis, and as Bhagavan by the devotees. So, the realization of the person, the Brahman, the absolute truth, how do we realize? Here there are three features of absolute truth. One who is trying to seek for the Brahman realization of the absolute truth, they are stuck with the Brahma Jyoti. They can't go beyond that. But we have to go beyond that. Beyond that is the second is the Paramatma realization. And that realization is done by the yogis. And the impersonal Brahman realization are the Gyanis and the yogis. They want to realize the Brahman in their heart as Paramatma. That's not Bhagavan realization. That is not the complete realization of the absolute truth. So absolute truth is realized when we have this Bhagavan realization. We don't want to get stuck with the partial realization. We have to go further. So our bhakti yoga, that is loving devotional service to the Lord, is a direct realization of Bhagavan. The process is given directly to us. We don't have to go through the gullies or take this path, that path. No, we don't. Straight away, we can realize the absolute truth. So 3 phases are like, there is the sun is there. So from the sun, there is a light coming. So that is understood. Srila Prabhupada is saying, giving the example of the sun. In Bhagavad Gita, he is talking about the absolute truth, how we can realize like Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. The transcendentalist, they are all transcendentalist, but their realization are at the different levels. Like first, namely the 3 different aspects: that sunshine, the sun surface, and the further advanced one, they will understand the sun planet. So what is the sunlight? Is the Brahman realization. The light is coming from the sun when they look at the sun. And then someone who has the surface of the sun's realization. It's like a photosphere, like a glowing like light, and it's heat. It's filled with gas and all. So they can see just the surface of the sun, and that's about it. And then in the sun planet, then there is a sun god, and he is a person. So the impersonal realization means the Brahma Jyoti realization is not the personal realization of Lord Krishna. The absolute truth is a person. So he might have he probably has created this material world, they will say, but they think this is all in all. The substance of this material cosmic manifestation, that is what is the Brahman. They don't have that. Param Brahman can be in a different way, he can expand himself. So the bhaktas who have realized the Bhagavan feature of absolute truth, they have got the knowledge of the sunshine, the sun disk, and the inner affairs of sun planet, and they know the 3 aspects of the realization of the absolute truth. here we see that as explained in the first slok of first chapter, the supreme truth is self-sufficient, cognizant, and freed from the illusion of relativity. So supreme truth is absolute. He is not dependent on anything. He is independent. And in the relative world, the knower is different from the known. So, like the material world, we want to know how did it come into this material world. We want to understand. We have to know who is the creator of this material world. So the material world is not independent, but the absolute truth is both the knower and the known. In relative world, knower is the living spirit or superior energy, whereas the known is inert matter or inferior energy. So in our relative world, we are the superior energy, the living spirit, the soul, and whatever we know is about the inferior energy. And so this is what is relative world. Therefore, there is duality of inferior and superior energy. So duality, we know that when there is heat, there is cold. These are duality of understanding, like when there is happiness, there is distress. This kind of duality is not there in the absolute realm. Both the knower and the known are of the same superior energy. So there is no difference between the energy and energetic, but there is a difference of quality of energies. So Krishna has this internal potency, then marginal potency, and then the external energy. His and three energies are there, but there is a difference of quality of the energies. There is no difference between the energy and energetic, but there is a difference of quality of energies. Like we are Jiva Tattvas, we are in the marginal energy of the Lord. We are considered marginal because we have the tendency of either being in the superior energy of the Lord, or sometimes we want to go to the material world to enjoy ourselves. That is the inferior energy of the Lord. And when we come in contact with this material world, the inferior energy, that is Maya, we think that everything belongs to us and we are the proprietor of this material world. There is no master. We are the master. We are the doer. We are everything. We think of us as doer, but we don't understand we are under the three modes of material nature. The three modes are the Satagun, the Rajagun, and the Tamagun. So we have to go beyond these three modes. When we go beyond these three modes, then we can be away from this illusory. To practice this devotional service, we have to at least come to the platform of goodness, Satagun. But after that, we have to progress from there. We have to purify ourselves. Vasudev stage, which is the purity, is that Vasudev stage is beyond these three modes. Absolute. Therefore, there is sense of relativity in the material world. In the absolute truth, there is no such sense of difference between knower and known. And Therefore, everything there is absolute. So, Krishna is saying, I am the knower of Vedas, I am the compiler of Veda. So I know the everything. He is creating this world, this cosmic manifestation. He knows every nook and corner of this world. There is nothing as such that he does not know. And so the knower and the known, they are the same. But for us, if we want to know who we are relating to the material um, thinking. We are perceiving that, yes, I came from my parents. We have to relate like that. But we never, in the age of Kali, people are not relating to their actual eternal life, that is spirit, soul. Where are they? Who are they part and parcel of? We are the part and parcel, fragmental part and parcel of the Lord Sri Krishna. Mamai angsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manasastani indriyani karsati. So we are just struggling with this in this material world, trying to identify ourselves with the material nature. So that's how we understand here in this purport, whatever Srila Prabhupada Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shamaveda Bhakta jai.
So,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandut Pranam. Hare Krishna.
And thank you. Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Yes.
can I ask? Yes, Mataji, can I ask one question?
Question?
Yeah, Mataji. Mataji, when Lord Shiva
Yes,
telling,
yes. Go ahead, Prabhu.
uh, my English is very little knowledge, so some mistakes, please forgive me. When Lord Shiva telling Srimad Bhagavat Puran to Mata Parvati, that time Goswami in the form of parrot is listening. So all are the we know that they are the Chinmay. So why Lord Shiva changed the Sukadev Goswami? Why not leave him? Because
First of all, we have to understand the pastimes of the Lord and his devotees are they are these pastimes are the leelas are for us to understand that we jivas are suffering in this world, and through the examples of Srimad Bhagavatam, the glorious pastimes, the leelas of the Lord and the devotees related to his pastimes are understood in a spiritual uh, way, that these are for a learning lesson to us. Because I told you the one place they have written that the suka, the parrot's nature is what? To go and repeat what he has heard.
copy everything.
And so just copy and imitate. You tell him hello, he will say hello. You say Hare Krishna, they'll say Hare Krishna. But in a different way, you cannot understand sometimes because it's not clear. Okay, they are just imitating. And Shiva was afraid that this parrot is going to go and relate all this what he has heard little bit, and then people in this material world, or they will think that this is the correct way what the parrot is saying, the correct understanding, or whatever the parrot is saying is real. So that's how we understand here. So these are just the pastimes that we have to understand for making the conditioned souls to understand that we in this material world, we are in illusion, and we should hear from the right source. When the parrot went into the womb of Vyasadev's wife, and that's when the Sukha took the form of Sukadev Goswami. He was no longer a parrot. So, in spiritual realizations and in spirit devotional services, the ultimate goal is to attain to the love of God, and we have to purify our consciousness in such a way that we reach to the position where this material body, we don't relate to this material body as our real identification. Our swarup is that we get when we are in Chinmay consciousness, like totally purified, the liberated soul, they have a swarup also. We all have our sarup actually, but we have forgotten. Why? Because we are not doing our eternal occupation, parodharma. We are not doing it. And what is that?
Service.
Loving devotional, yes, loving devotional service to the Lord.
Services.
Yeah, we are not hearing from the right source. Shukdev Goswami heard it from the right source, and Vyasadev was not an ordinary person. They were all on the transcendental level.
Okay, Mataji.
He was the incarnation to write this of only the Srimad Bhagavatam. He wrote because he was transcendentally situated, an incarnation of Krishna himself. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for your question. It also gives me a very clear understanding of what I just said. So questions
Mataji.
are, yes.
Yeah. One thing you are telling, there's three pictures of the absolute truth. So here
Yes.
just I missed something. One is Brahma, and the next level is the Paramatma, and after that the level is the Bhagwan. So
Yes.
that Brahma, that means it is related to the Brahma Jyoti. That's the example by the sunlight. Ah,
Hmm.
so which type of people mane, just uh, the they ask
They are
about the service to Brahma.
realize
Matlab is,
the
ah,
Nirvisheshvadi, like they think that Krishna is the impersonal Brahma, the
okay.
absolute truth, which is
Uh,
the
just
absolute
exam.
truth is, we have to know who is this absolute truth.
Okay.
Absolute truth is Krishna. Okay.
Krishna. Yeah. Ah,
So when this absolute truth is realized as Brahman realization, that is the impersonal Brahman effulgence of the Lord, and that is the Brahma Jyoti. And in that, when the creation takes place, everything comes from the Brahma Jyoti only. So that we will go deeper in the subject matter as we go canto by canto. And then impersonal Brahman, when they are frustrated in this material world,
yes.
then they are disgusted, that they want to end their life like that. Okay, so that time they, these transcendentalists, they want to merge in the effulgence of the Lord, and thinking that all their distress, misery will be gone. But that is not getting out of the real material existence. So just merging in the Brahman effulgence, the impersonalist, that is not the way of ending our existence. It won't end. In Brahma
That,
Jyoti, there is nothing there.
that means he
So
again came back to the next life.
Sukadev Goswami was Brahmavadi, but he did not stop there. He wanted to know Krishna. So
Yes.
there was further progress. He didn't want to merge into the Brahman effulgence. Okay,
Okay.
that's why he was not coming out also from womb, because material world is dukhalaya shashratam. It's a temporary world, and it's miserable. Adi, they Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik, and Adi Deva Klesh is always there, and then
Yes.
Maya is there to illusion us. How much we can be firm in our consciousness when we are surrounded by the devotees of Lord, when we know that morning we are going to go to Mangalarati, then we are going to do our daily work, but our goal should be, okay, when am I going to go back, take my lunch over there, or go for the evening class. This devotee association is very, very important for us. Otherwise, we will get deviated.
So Mataji,
Okay?
in our daily
Oh,
life, can I
yes.
ask you one question from our daily life? We all are engaged in the service that material world
Hmm.
because we want to survive. It
Okay.
needs our needs. So, if some people are uh, survive through the sinful activity and he earns some money through there, and that money, if he engage in the service of God, so how can we see, is it good or it will help him?
Krishna does not see what, whether you are giving the money in sinful, doing sinful activity or doing something and giving, but your
No,
mood is to offer it to Krishna,
Mataji,
and that
he
way you will get purified from that work. But you have to stop the sinful activity. You cannot keep doing the sinful activity. Like the butcher is cutting the animals, and then he is trying to give some portion of his
income.
artha that he has earned to the temple. But he will come to, he needs to, the devotees will talk to him, and he will tell that the kind of people that you need to stop this activity. So there will be somebody, but if he is not in association of devotee, he'll never get that realization. First of all, he has to have faith. He has to have faith in the normally the people who are really sinful, they don't go to the temple to give their money to begin with. you know
Okay, okay, Mataji.
there are very rare chances, and by, like we have
Not
this.
100%, not Mataji, he 100% not
uh,
simple, but sometimes he involved in that type of work.
yeah, yes, yeah, people are involved in black market work, this, that.
Yes,
So
sometimes.
at least he's coming and giving the money to the temple, and so someday he will get some purification, and
Okay,
gradually he will get some benefit of association of the uh,
Bhaktas.
going to the temple and taking darshan of Radha, Krishna, Radha Madhav, Radha. Kalachandji or Radha, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, whatever the deities forms are
deities
in
there.
any temple, yes, he will get some. And by mercy of the sadhu, he will get ব্রহ্মাণ্ডে ভ্রমিতে কোনো ভাগ্যবান জীব গুরু কৃষ্ণ প্রসাদে পায় ভক্তিলত বীজ. So after
Very much.
wandering for so many millions of lives, then a person comes across Guru Krishna, a bona fide spiritual master, and then his life is set from there.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Dandavat.
for your question. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it helps to me when I talk about this subject matter. I might not be very precise and complete in my answer, because these are some of the realization I have reading Prabhupada's books and his recorded lectures. There are unlimited Srila Prabhupada's recorded lecture that you can hear 24/7. The time will come when you will go so deep in Krishna consciousness, you don't want to hear any other subject matter or any other topic, political, social, any other so called religious topics. You want to hear Krishna Katha. That is the glories of the association of the devotees and hearing Krishna Katha. So first step, we have to make it our point that we chant our rounds. No matter how busy, we can give so many excuses in life. I used to study in my school days and college life, so much I used to study. But there was no satisfaction and pleasure in that study. You have to get some good marks or pass the class. That was it. And but when you are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the rasas you are enjoying, it will give a different shape and transformation in your consciousness, and you will think better. You will become a good student. Even in academic world, you will become a good student. You will become a good, if somebody is married, she will become a good household wife. He will become a good household man or good brahmachari. This Srinvantasva Katha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantastu Abhadrani Vidinodi Surit Satam. So these chapters we are reading. I know these schools and colleges, like these are Prabhupada is saying, these are like slaughter homes.
But Mataji, in this time, if
Yeah,
we not
I
related to the
understand your
academy,
question. We have
how
to be
can we survive?
competitive. Yeah, you have to be competitive. So we do not advise that you leave what you are doing. You continue
Yes.
what you are doing, but keep some time for Krishna consciousness.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Yeah, that's all. Nothing else. Krishna has given 24 hours. You can sleep 10 hours, 9 hours, rest of the day, eating and studying. What else do we have? Or go to do some maybe part-time job here, there. But when you pray to Krishna that, okay, I have finished my now final education, I have given application in the workplace, Namo Shivaya, Namo Durgaya, or whatever you are praying, or Namo Krishnaya. So you are praying to get a better life, but You don't understand that if you have a spiritual life lined along with your material life, work or life, you will, Krishna will see to your need without any doubt.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Mataji, for this
Thank you.
well
I think
class.
it's
Uh,
time is past. Y'all
yes,
breakfast time now or yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Pranam.
Pranam. Thank you. So I'm going to leave because it's very late. Okay. Hare Krishna.